up, y'all? Welcome to Carolina Takedown Talk, episode number 29. We are a North Carolina wrestling podcast that is presented to you by Carolina's Mat News. Mr. Frank Smith doing big things in our community. Make sure to check him out on all his social media accounts.
Also, head over to chainwrestling.co. Use the promo code CarolinaState22 to get 15% off all merchandise on the entire site. Everything on the whole site, 15% off right off the bat. We're really excited to be partnering up with Chain Wrestling. Actually, like the night that this is being filmed, so today we've got a meeting about some designs and about when the team store is actually going to be up and running. Hopefully, that's going to be very soon, like within the next few days or whenever. We're going to have Carolina Takedown Talk gear available for you. Chain Wrestling is created by athletes, for athletes, cultivated for the uncommon, apparel for the everyday grind. It's two college wrestlers that they want to help grow the sport, and we're going to partner up with them. We're going to keep on trying to grow the sport. That's what we started here at Carolina Takedown Talk to do. That's why we're here. We're here to grow the sport, and primarily to grow the sport in North Carolina. And so Chain Wrestling is they're on for the ride. We've joined the chain. Hopefully you guys do as well. Go check it out, chainwrestling.co. And again, Carolina State 22 for 15% off the entire order. Your entire order off the entire site. So, state duels.
It was fire, man.
And the girls' finals.
Which we're hyped to.
History. Let's start it off with that.
Yep.
Our first four-time girls' state champ ever joining. Greats, Landon 4. Just the amazing guys that we've had that have won 4. It's an incredible feat. The first girl to do it. I don't think she's going to be the last, but she will go down in history as the first. Mm-hmm. Ella Beam.
From Burns High School.
Congrats.
Dominant run the past couple years as well.
Dominant run. What an accomplishment. We wanted to start it off giving you a shout out. That is amazing. Another shout out we got is Brooke Zach here.
Yeah.
Getting love from Big Ten Network's own Shane Sparks, one of the biggest wrestling faces now in the commentary and coverage world of Shane Sparks. Saw that big mat return that we posted from her finals. Also locked up another state title.
Yeah.
For Currituck.
Yeah.
Man, talk to us. I wasn't able to be there. As y'all can see, I'm still banged up. Okay, it's going to be like this for a while. I had surgery on Wednesday. Ended up being it was supposed to be about an hour and a half surgery. Ended up being a 5-hour surgery. I thought that I was going to be able to bounce back from it pretty quick and make the trip to Greensboro. Friday night, called Ryan and we kind of squashed that so I can try and get healthy for the state tournament in Greensboro for individuals. We've got some big plans for you guys on that.
Yeah, we're hyped about the state tournament.
We've just been talking. We've got docs on docs of just attack plans of what we want to bring for you guys.
And Frank's going to be there at state tournament as well. And Jason Fulmore from Southeast Wrestle plans on being there as well. Yeah. So we're going to have all hands on deck.
It is going to be the best covered North Carolina state tournament of all time ever. We're going to try and bring you the best content. And we're going to have, friendly rivalries going on with Frank and with Jason Fulmore of, who's going to get the best coverage, who's going to get that clip, who's going to get the one.
And we're all going to be we're
all working together.
We're planning on meeting before state tournament and just kind of talking about it a little bit and making sure we're got all the best coverage.
It's all for the right reasons.
Yeah, we're excited.
Divide and conquer, but there will be a little bit of
who's going to get the best clip.
Who's going to get the best clip? Who's going to get the one?
Yeah.
So with that being said,
let's talk ladies real quick first.
Yes,
and
let's talk
ladies. We're not going to go through and recap every single match of every single duel, every single ladies final, because I already did that on our YouTube channel. You can go check them out. I went live after every round that occurred and kind of went through those. So just kind of a couple thoughts. Number one, Brooke Zach be really good. She'd be really good. Really impressed by her. She gave up the first takedown and then went to work on top. So Brooke Zach continues to be a hammer. Hope Haran got a med forfeit win over Reagan Riddick in the semis. If you don't know, Reagan's pretty banged up, but needless to say, though, Hope Horan's the real deal. Placed at the boys' state tournament last year.
Hate to see anyone lose that way.
Hate to see anyone lose that way,
we don't want to take it away from Hope. She is the real deal.
And she went out and did the thing in the finals, too, and looked really good in the finals. So congratulations to Hope there and all the rest of the ladies.
With that being said, Reagan,
heal up.
Heal up.
You know,
can't wait to see you back on the mat.
You know me, first flight till the wheels fall off. I'm a big fan of Reagan Reddick for a long time. But the best match of the girls' finals to me was at 165 between Bramhall and Thompson, 2 defending state champs. Bramhall being a 2-timer, going for a 3rd. Back and forth battle until Bramhall went deep half, got the stick. She's phenomenal. She really is. I really can't wait to see her. Hopefully we see Beam do this too, and Brooke Zach, and Hope Horan and Reagan Reddick when she gets healthy. Those girls kind of attack Fargo and cadet. And cadet in junior trials this spring and summer. That's what I really want to see, because I really feel like we have a very talented group of girls, and that's my biggest takeaway. Is we have a really talented group of girls.
That was my takeaway from seeing the results. And the whole time Ryan was sending me clips. I'm going to be doing a girls highlight video for the finals. If you guys haven't checked out the boys dual team highlight video,
it's hype. Red did a great job with that.
It's on our YouTube, but I'm going to be doing one for the girls. But watching all the clips and everything, the biggest thing that I took away was that we're here. Like, North Carolina women's wrestling is ready.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best it's ever been. And I know last year we did a lot of pleas out to NCHSAA around this time, right?
Yeah.
Bring Russell back. Bring us back to the Coliseum. We had a lot of stuff to say last year. I have one thing to say this year: sanction North Carolina women's wrestling.
Just don't be last, man.
It's time.
It's time.
I'm not even worried about being last. Do the right thing.
We're pretty close to it already.
Do the right thing. You guys preach you want to give athletes and student athletes the opportunity. Well, here's your chance. Sanction NC wrestling. It is time. We have the talent level. Mm-hmm. We have the interest. We proved it this year at the state tournament. Please,
100%.
Please. That is my one. And I don't know if anyone from the NCHSAA ever watches.
I'm just going to read this and leave it at that. The mission statement of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. The mission of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association is to provide governance and leadership for interscholastic athletic programs that support and enrich the educational experience of students. So that's their mission, right? So to me, if their mission is to provide athletic programs that support and enrich the educational experience of students, women's wrestling.
Yeah,
just saying.
It's time.
It
is time. That's not the last thing.
Yeah.
That's not the last time we'll ever talk about that, because we're gonna. I mean, we are sanctioned to wrestling until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal your saying there. Hopefully, First Flight doesn't mind, but it's time. We are here and we're not leaving. Sanctioned North Carolina women's wrestling. Awesome that they had it before the dual finals. From what I understand, there's a really good turnout.
Mm-hmm. It was a very good crowd for the girls' tournament finals, and it was very when Ainsley Fink. That's someone I didn't mention. She's a hammer.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely hammer.
We talk about her a lot, but when she won hers, the crowd was pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
When Bramhall won, the crowd was pretty rowdy then too. So there was definitely some very hype moments. And speaking of rowdy crowds, though.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The dual finals, that's my number one takeaway.
Yes.
What a move. Now, here we are kind of giving the Athletic Association a little bit of a hard time, right? A little bit of a hard time. But the move to move everything to Greensboro was genius.
Yes,
right?
It was.
I've never been to the field house for the dual finals. I've been to a couple of the high schools before. Not in a long time, to be honest, because I'm more of a tournament guy than a dual guy. But, man, the atmosphere was electric.
Dude, it was awesome. I couldn't wait for you to go.
Yeah.
So, I was lucky enough that I was on the Inca coaching staff, that we made it to the finals. We lost Northern Guilford. Amazing team that year. Awesome team. But the atmosphere there was one of my favorite atmospheres of being an athlete, from being a coach, from high school to college, everything.
The energy,
it is awesome.
The energy in the building right before the Bandy's Northwest Guilford Laney duel, because
it's electric.
Bandy's brought a slew of people. Northwest Guilford traveled well.
Bandy's and the fan.
Laney traveled well, and now Bun's fan base was a little smaller.
Yeah. But they had to travel.
Dude, they were loud too, though.
Yeah.
They were not backing down from the Bandy's loud, rowdy crew.
Right.
So, but the energy level and the tension in the building right before those matches kicked off, I mean, I felt like the roof was about to blow off the place. It was so sick. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That's the number one takeaway. And then the next duels were the same way with the Avery URI Charter. The fan pace is going back and forth. Ford always travels well. And we got so many awesome clips of the coaching staff and the wrestlers holding up too.
Coach Carey
and
must be
exhausted,
I
man.
think he slept all day Sunday.
Yeah, he was.
So, like I said, I wasn't there. But every clip that I got to see of him in it, he is running up and down. He is hyping the crowd up. He is yelling for two.
It was
that
great.
Was so much fun.
And Union Pines had a great crowd there too. Right?
Yes.
So just those takeaways, like I said, we're not going to recap all over the duels or whatever. Right. Just some takeaways. So a couple of takeaways from each one. Bandies is the real deal. They're going to be tough going into the state tournament. Bun, man. The duel did not go their way, but some of their kids really impressed me. And what impressed me about their team the most is how much they cared about each other. They really have a family atmosphere on their team. And just seeing them after the duel and kind of the way they took care of each other, pretty cool for them. And then on that 4A side, wild, man. That was wild. The Northwest Guilford Laney duel. It felt like Laney was going to pull away. It kind of came back.
The big point swing for them, man. Like I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
No, yeah.
I mean, Laney proved that they were a complete team.
Yes, up and down. Yes. Up and down. We both picked against them at the first one.
Yep.
So that was back and forth battle. Really impressed. They're going to be neck and neck going into the state tournament as well. Yeah. Both those programs have been around for a while. Then Avery URI Charter, just some takeaways from that. Like that was just a heated battle. URI Charter really impressive. I said on the live recap that they wrestled about as well as they could have. They had some things not go their way too. It wasn't like the perfect duel for them, but they wrestled really well. Especially, I told you this on the phone on the way back. I feel like they out scrambled Avery. Yeah, right. They won.
Set the corner position.
Set the corner position when Avery get on a high crotch. I felt like Avery was attacking legs really well and getting in very deep, but the scrambling ability of URI Charter team was very evident, and they were good on top. And then Avery, super good on top as well. They were killing URI with their chicken wing armbar series. But that just two great programs. It was awesome to see. Great duel. Obviously, I took Avery, wearing my Avery shirt today, for the reasons why they won. They had three state finalists lose, and they won the duel. And then on the other side, the 3A Ford is just that good. They're that good.
Is this year's 3A 2022 dual team state champions, Fred T. Ford, is that the best
dual team ever
in North Carolina?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to make
the way that they put it on people all year.
I know. What did they?
All year.
They didn't have a close match all year long.
In North Carolina, they didn't have a close match.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's either them or I think it's the Parkland and Carey teams of like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
It's one of those three teams. We haven't had a team as good as that.
Atwood's Parkland teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man,
or Coach Winter and Carey teams right before that. Like they were about the same time period. They wrestled in the 4A finals a while back. And Parkland kind of put it on Carey. So maybe it's that Parkland team that was 4A their first year.
I'd love to see if we could go back and
I'll start digging after the season's over. I'll start digging through that.
Maybe do a whiteboard war or something. Maybe throw it on our Patreon.
Something like that.
But I want them in the conversation.
Yeah, they are in it.
I want Ford's team this year. Their dual team. I think 3A individual is a whole other world. Okay, I mean, a lot of it. I think
we'll talk about that when state tournament comes up.
Right. But man, they are solid.
Yes. So, speaking of individual state tournament and individuals, it's that time.
Yep.
Dual team season's over. Regionals is this weekend. It starts Friday, just a couple days from now. Yep. This is our first of hopefully a bunch of regional content we're getting after.
This is not our only regional video. We do want to, I guess, lead in with that when we start talking about regionals. Brackets aren't out yet. Okay, and so kind of to talk matchups is tough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each classification. We're going to go through each region, and we might not hit every weight, and we're going to try to. Yeah. But we're going to talk some big names. We're going to talk some big matchups that are already there.
Interesting storylines.
Some ranked possible matchups that are in the same region. Interesting storylines, right? And then Thursday, when the brackets drop, Thursday night, I'm going to be doing
Rhett's going to be on that.
Full court press.
I'm going to be pretty dialed out this week, to be honest, guys. This regional week kind of hit me on a bad time work-wise. So Rhett's going to be carrying most of the load for this week, but...
So we're going to do a lot of...
Sunday, I'll be back down.
Bracket breakdowns, things like that. Some big matchups to watch there. So that's going to be coming Thursday. We're probably going to be putting that out on our YouTube. I may do a little bit on our Instagram, but I think all of it will end up on our YouTube. So we'll post more whenever that comes out. Sunday, we will be doing a regional recap, though. And then we're going to do a state tournament preview next week. And we're just, stay tuned into our Patreon. Stay tuned on CarolinaTakedownTalk.com. We're going to be doing updates on there. This is going to be, like we said, the best covered North Carolina State tournament of all time.
Yep. Between us, Frank, and Jason.
Yeah. That is our goal, that this is the best coverage ever.
All right, well, let's not delay it anymore, Rhett.
Let's do it.
Let's get into it here. So we're going to jump around a little bit. Let's start 2A, and we're going to start with the 2A. We're going to go in the same order region-wise, East, Mid-East, Midwest, West. And like Rhett said, we're not going to dive into every single contender of every single weight. Right. We would be here for hours. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit. So right off the bat, 2A East, 106. We got a big matchup here between number 2 ranked wrestler, and that is Brady Sexton from South Lenoir. He's number 2 on there. But according to SoutheastWrestle.com in the Southeast Plus section, if you guys haven't checked out that, you should. Carter Duhan, who is someone we mentioned on episode 27 of our dual preview, for Southwest Onslow. So you got that matchup right away. And Gracie Elliott could be in there for South Lenoir instead of Brady Sexton, too. We'll see who the starter is going into the regional tournament. So that's a big matchup right away at the 2A East 106. And something, too, that we were talking about off air is the 2A East and the 2A Mid-East. This year, we're kind of sitting back a little bit. We're kind of seeing, who's going to emerge. There's so many new, young faces. It's wide open because, number one, the reclassification, right?
Yes. Goodbye
to Dixon, Croatan, First Flight, and Currituck, who are kind of the top dogs lately in the 2A East. Croatan's been the top dog for the past, 2 decades?
Yeah.
So, and then those schools gone to 3A. But then, also in the Mid-East, Moorhead and Trinity have moved to the Midwest.
Right.
So not only did we get reclassification... we got
a little bit of issue on the TV down here.
Yeah, we got TV here. Not only do we have reclassification, though, we had shuffling of the regions, which we'll see throughout. Some teams that were previously in the West are now Midwest, or like Moorhead and Trinity moving from Mid-East to the Midwest, which is what is a new wrinkle in this. So sticking with the East, though, so we got that right off the bat, and then... Man, going down to Shane Hatfield from East Carteret at 138. So, like I said, we're not going to hit every single weight, right? We're going to talk a little bit here and there. Shane Hatfield from the...
And if we miss somebody, we're going to be doing more on
Thursday. We're not trying to talk...
If we miss somebody that you want to hear, shoot us a DM or comment on here, and I'll make sure in the bracket videos... I'll make sure to try and talk about them and talk about their path to the state tournament. Okay? So like we said, we're not going to hit everybody. No. But if we do miss somebody, this is a great time that if you want to hear somebody, if you have a request, shoot it to us. Shoot us a DM. Let us know. And then while I'm doing the brackets, I can look at all those and I can try and look at that, and we'll talk about different people's path to state tournament and other things like that. So, like you were saying, 138, Shane Hatfield, East Carteret.
Yeah, so he's one of those kids that's reclassification is kind of shuffled, and that he is coming up from 1A, where he was a state placer or state qualifier a year ago. It's escaping me if you play in a new territory into 2A.
Yep.
And he's kind of a heavy favorite heading into the East bracket. So it's going to be interesting if he kind of has a couple of close matches, if there's some people in the East that can stay with him, or is he just completely buzzsaw through and see where he's at heading into the state tournament. He's ranked second on Southeast Wrestling and third on Ranked Wrestlers right now. Another kid going down a weight that I did want to shout out because I've been really impressed with him.
And that's another thing right now
is weights.
It's regional time. People are coming down.
That's one of the wildest things to me.
That's the craziest, and that's one of the biggest reasons we want to wait for the brackets. Mm-hmm. Like we can make all these guests. I
have a couple guests.
Yeah. But that's all guesswork. So that's why I want to wait for the brackets to actually drop. We wish they were out today. We wish we could get a little bit of early access.
Yeah, I wish we could
that. But
speed this process up.
Yeah, but weights. That's another thing.
Yes, people are going to be coming down.
People are coming down. Maybe other people are having to go up because of that, and just it bumps everything around.
It's wild to me that kids can come down this late.
Yeah,
because there was a time, I think at the beginning of my high school career, you had to have a certain amount percentage-wise of your matches at the weight to be able to qualify for that weight at regionals.
Yeah,
I think is how it worked, which is kind of wild. But coming down a weight, looking at 132 out of the East, I think you're probably your potential best final. Isaac Campbell from Washington versus Walker Bell from West Craven, who Walker Bell's won a regional title before, been to the state tournament a couple of times. He's been in the thick of things. He could have possibly placed last year with the whole wrestleback situation. I think he was right in the thick. So that one's probably your best potential final.
God, I'm just so glad the wrestlebacks are back, man.
Me too. Can't wait for those. And so I'm going to bump way up in the 2A East, because this is my favorite 2A East wrestler right here, and that is 182. Number one ranked wrestler in the state.
The guy.
From North Pitt, Raheem Jones.
Absolute monster.
He's so good. He gave Landon Ford some fits last year, and it wasn't like super close. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he matchup-wise matched up really well.
Yeah.
But he was a state placer as a freshman, and then hasn't gotten back to the podium. He was injured as a sophomore, wrestled back. He had Landon for the quarters last year. So, so he was on the big boards for his class originally. He's I still have him skirting on the edge.
Yeah. I think he solidifies his spot there.
Yeah, I think he can do it
this
for
coming
sure.
up weekend. I mean, I think he personally runs through regionals. We're going to see him at the top of the podium. I think. I'm not going to make a lot of predictions on this episode probably, but and I think, man, absolute monster. I don't know who touches him in 182 2A in the whole state. I think he's looking at going from qualifier to champ here after not placing.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be pretty fun, honestly. See what happens here. So let's move to 2A middies. We're going to kind of keep rolling. There's a lot of regions, right?
Yeah. We're
not going to try to put out a 2-hour episode here. So 2A middies, I mean, for me, the theme is going to be how many can Button qualify out.
Yeah.
Right? They've put themselves in the state finals in the duel. That's kind of like what I'm watching. That's the most interesting piece to me is like how many of these guys that they were just solid 106 to heavyweight, are they going to be able to punch their ticket through?
Yeah.
Right? Is it going to be their
can they prove they're more than just a dual team?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Tournament team versus dual team. And they have Brandon Davidson at 113, and there's Scotty Spencer at 126 really impressed me at the duels. He did really well. He got a fall, and then what I was impressed by was not his wrestling per se. I mean, like that impressed me. Yes, I think he's a contender to place. But the way he was hyping up his teammates, the speech he was giving them before, the way he was kind of being the leader of that team, in my opinion, that impressed me. So I like that kid. I think he's going to be one that punches their ticket through. I think their 70-pounder can as well. But there's other kids besides Bun in here, and I'm not sure if he's going to wrestle 113 or 106, but I am very interested to see where he does go. because I think he's kind of getting overlooked a little bit.
Yeah.
By ranked wrestlers in particular. That is Josh Miller from C4th. Yeah.
Number 4 in 113.
Yeah, and then on Southeast, he's further down too. He's 6th. So, and I don't want to give away all of Jason's rankings because they're paid rankings. So if you want to see his, go check him out. Right, best guy.
Southeast Wrestle Plus.
Yeah, best guy in the business. But so he's down on both these rankings. Undefeated on the year, state runner-up to Charleston Baglio at 3A last year at a new school, which I think it's a new school from my understanding. So he's a state runner-up. I think he's got to be in this top couple, right? He's going to be a favorite.
I think so.
So we'll see. This will be the first time he wasn't able to wrestle at the Tiger, he wasn't able to wrestle at the Tiger. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be there. I think I'm really interested to see how he comes out of this. I mean, state runner-up as a freshman last year, sophomore year, kind of being quietly overlooked for the Mid-East. And then Mid-East wise as well, you have. Sorry, I scrolled my screen here.
And what we have up right now, we have ranked wrestlers and we have Southeast Wrestle rankings down here on the TV on the floor.
Just to kind of give it insight of kind of where they're stacked up against the state. So, but at 138, you have from JF Webb, Jaheim Hartsfield. So someone just to keep an eye on for Webb, as they had a pretty decent dual season as well. So let's move to the Midwest though.
Yeah.
Because we got some good storylines coming out the Midwest, especially here at 113, bro. 113,
insane. In the top three, Spencer May, Riley Shaw, Jared Thomas,
and according to Southeast Wrestle, Trent Allman in there. Trent Allman fell out of these top 5 of the ranked wrestlers ones, but dude, bro. He placed last year. Yeah. A big part of Mount Pleasant. So you have 4 super studs plus whoever else is like really good in there, right?
Right.
So to me, that's a storyline. Who's going to finish where? And to me too, maybe Josh Miller, but he might be down at 106. Whoever comes out of that, favorite to win the state title, probably, right? Between May, Riley Shaw, Thomas, and Trent Allman? Yeah.
I would say. And then, heck, we even go up to 120. Right here, we've got RJ James. Mm-hmm. And then we've also got Cole Waddell. Yeah. So, it's just some of these, like whenever we get into the 2A Midwest and West, some of these regions are absolutely
bonkers.
Insane.
Bonkers this year.
And what's even crazier is that some of them are in the same conference.
Yes.
Like, we're going to talk about more of that in the 2A West, with that conference with Bandy's, Newton Conover, West Lincoln, Lincolnton, like...
Yes.
Hammers.
It's
absolute hammers. It's like, we could see... I think there's a lot in 2A that we'll see that same conference... run the podium.
Yes, I think so too. I think we're going to see some of those
to
go
a certain
down.
extent.
Possibly 1 through 4. For sure. My possible favorite final though is up at 126. You got Tyler Holland, who's had a kind of a quiet year. We haven't seen him in any of the big tournaments and stuff, but he was really impressive at the state tournament, winning 113 2A. So defending state champ, and then David McEachran from Mount Pleasant, state runner-up last year as a freshman. That's a banger of a final right there. That's going to be a good one.
Another really good one is 138. David Mackipson from Trinity, which, man, Trinity about pushed their way into the state dual finals there.
Yes, they did.
Bandy's had to fight tooth and nail to get back into that. That was one that we wish we could have been at in person. But he's going to have, or could have, sorry, we don't want to guess too much and look over anybody. But Connor Goodman from J.M. Robinson there.
Yeah, that's a banger of
Goodman
one, too.
Mackipson's that could be a really fun final we're looking at there. But, and then, 182 is fun with Hardister and Freeman from Providence Grove and from Trinity and Providence Grove there, along with Becker from East Surrey.
Yes.
Becker's got the undefeated season coming in there. Only one ranked with Raheem Jones that is undefeated there. But, man, a really, really fun one. Probably my favorite in 2A Midwest is 220 Chase Creighton from Mount Pleasant and Brian Gordon from West Stokes.
Okay.
Creighton's 33-3 this year.
Yeah.
Now
he's lost 2 to Nathan Carnes.
So I was about to say, has not had
can't remember where that third one came
has
from.
not had bad losses.
No.
But Brian Gordon's coming in for West Stokes for 41-0.
Yeah. Impressive.
Coming in hot.
Yep.
Okay.
On a run this year,
yes,
for sure.
On a run. Now they've got a guy in there. They've got 2 guys, and that's a really fun bracket for me.
Yeah.
I think whenever we get to the state tournament time, I really like 2A 220. I think it's pretty open. But then we've got Alex Rowland from West Wilkes at 285, and we've got I'm going to mess this up. Calvin Transo. Mm-hmm. Transo from North Wilkes.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up there in 2A Midwest. But, man, I think the best region this year, I think it's tough to argue.
In 2A? Or just in
2A. And it possibly could be in the whole state is 2A West.
Hey, I put out a statistic on Twitter like a year and a half ago that the 2A West is the best, statistically speaking, the best region in the state. They've had like 6 or more state champs since like 2015 or something. I have to go back and find it, but there's been several points they've had half the champs from that one region.
Right.
Going back a while. They're
2A West, the real deal.
Yeah, and they add Bandies, which was a actually they were in the West for a while. Never mind, scratch that.
But anyways, so 2A West dominant this year.
Yeah, so let's talk about it.
Like and it's going to be easy on this one. I mean, we started off in 106 here.
Just a bunch of really good kids, right? With
Garcia
from Bunker Hill.
Shoop. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just which one is going to be? I mean, gosh, 132. You've got Hunter Dye, Isaiah Herkick, maybe from Lincolnton.
Yep.
Luke Heavner and Caleb Cox from RS Central, all in that bracket. That's going to be a really fun one to watch. 2 young guys there with Dye and maybe Dig. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And Cox there. 2 really promising freshmen that we have in the state.
I like the 120 going down a weight too with Camden Spencer, Raul Hernandez from Bunker Hill, and Bodie Kirkland from Bandies. Right, that one's super fun as well. Right. Man, the West is just look at 145 too. Good night, man.
Bentoncourt, Johnson White, Quinlan Hunter, Joseph Scoggins. That's a banger as well. I really think. I mean. Man, it's just we can keep on going down. Like 2A West is loaded. I cannot wait to see the brackets on that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more we can really go into a lot with, just because of. I mean, 170. You've got Jacob Knighton, you've got Jordan Hens, and you've got Ian Moore.
Yeah.
Right there. I mean, just 3 monsters.
Or even 195 with Owen Clark and James Calloway and Zach Evans. Man, it's the 2A West. Every year,
a potential final for me that I really love is Austin Klein and Tutty from. Yeah,
that would be a good one.
I would love to see that matchup take place. We didn't get to see that in the Bandies Newton Conover duel. I think it just didn't work out on just how.
Yeah,
I mean, it's why you hate duels.
Yeah,
it's why you hate duels.
Hate is a strong word.
You hate duels.
I might be walking that back a little bit after the duel finals and say
see the atmosphere of duel finals makes it all worth it.
Yeah, like I might still dislike duels because of bumping, but that atmosphere was pretty hype. So
that'll wrap up our 2A
section of regionals. And like we said, we're going to dive deeper as we go here.
Right.
But
and exactly, we're going to dive deeper. And like we said, if we missed you, or if there's a weight you want us to talk about, or a region and weight you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah, send us a message.
And I can definitely try and dive into that more on our updates whenever brackets come out Thursday. So, you want to go up to 4A?
Yeah, let's do 4A.
Let's go 4A.
So, we're going 2A to 4A. Start off, we're going to go same progression. East, Mid-East, Midwest, West.
Yep.
So, starting right away, man, the East is fun in 4A because you have Cardinal Gibbons, you have Laney.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the top couple right there. You have D.H. Conley in there. So, it's going to be some amazing matchups going forward in the East. So, speaking of that, though, like Cardinal Gibbons Laney, that's a theme. Well,
that is.
What's going to happen there with the team race? And now I feel like regional team races aren't indicative of state tournament team races, just because you don't have all the hammers in the state like picking off your team a little bit.
Right.
So, but I think it's going to be a fun one to see what happens. Definitely going Laney after what I saw on Saturday.
They convince you, at least for regionals? Or are you going...
I'm not going to reveal that one quite.
Okay, all right.
Quite yet, but...
he's going to hold his cards. He's not going to go all in, as his shirt says. But
I will on Avery, yeah. Anyway, but I mean, you got Corinth holders in there, so just like a really solid up and down. So speaking of D.H. Conley, though, I mentioned them in the East, and I was going back. I'm about to talk all over the place, but the 113-pound bracket with Lucas Cutto of Laney, and Liam Hickey of Cardinal Gibbons. I want to see that match. It didn't happen in the duel. Cutto went 120, so I want that one. I lean Hickey just based on what I've seen, but I think it's a banger. It'll be fun. Hickey looks so good for a freshman right now. He's the real deal. And then I really also like. You got 1-2 at 126 right now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, go ahead. You
Samuel and Gundry, man, like that is. I lean towards Samuel.
Oh yeah,
I think after the dual team finals, I think he's going to come into regionals a little bit of a fire.
Yeah.
He's going to come. I think he's going to wrestle really well. But that's just a lot of fun. Whenever you get to, I mean, we could be seeing a state finals. Right there in the regionals.
We could. And impressively enough, Samuel majored him in the duel.
Yeah.
So Samuel kind of put a lot of distance between him and everybody else.
Right.
Back to 120. I knew I was going to jump around a little bit just because I'm getting so excited. But 120, Ethan Lazeni from D.H. Conley, who's ranked highly on Rank Wrestlers and on Jason Fulmore's rankings, and the super stud freshman.
Yes.
Ian Fritz. I can tell you what I'm picking on that one. I'll stamp it right now. Ian Fritz is going to win that match.
Yes?
Yeah. I mean, you remember how impressive he was?
Oh, he was.
Oh, my gosh. He was so good.
Not as impressive to me as his teammate at 132, Ethan Blevins.
Which, check out that East bracket.
Insane.
Ethan
Blevins, Luke Kuth, Frank
Bianco.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
Woo, buddy.
Is that the best? I think that's the best 4A East bracket.
Yeah, that for sure. I think
with those three.
I think 132 might be the best weight at 4A. Yeah. Or maybe the best weight in the state. 4A 132. I mean,
we might have to talk about that.
That one's
at a later
think about
time.
it. You got Blevins, Fagerman, Kuth, Bianco, Merchant, Eli Murray. I mean, that's a solid six right there.
I mean, after seeing Ethan Blevins at
Aiden Harrison, Will Gibson,
at the Tiger, Blevins was incredibly impressive at the Tiger.
Yep.
Did knock off Brant, who is in that bracket we'll talk about him a little bit later. You know, but at 138 you got Tracy and Bonacore. You know, and then Laney's got another one at Owen Harshbarger at 160, right? You know, Laney, I think, is in the driver's seat. I mean, of course, winning a dual team title.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always match up like it doesn't always translate there. But I think that's one reason that Laney is so good this year. I mean, I do think that they run away with the 4A East. Just because they're in the driver's seat in so many different places, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know, I mean, of course, led by Devin Bell up there at 182.
Yeah.
But we could see that matchup between him and Savoy New.
Yeah, that's a potential. It's a potential one for sure. Or if New goes down, we could see him versus Alex Hopper, who looked really good on Saturday.
Who did? Yep,
looked really good.
So, but let's hop over to the 4A Mid-East now.
Yeah.
Carey has a absolute stud at 106 there, and Johnny Ramos.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really excited to see his regional and state tournament run, and that's just what I'm super excited about. A lot of these guys just
to see,
and just this time of the year.
Yeah.
It's money season, right? Like it is ring season. It is title time. You know, duels are awesome. Duels are like amazing, and that kicks off our title season.
Yes, but my favorite time of the year.
It is ring season. This is when it starts to count, and this is, you know, where we really start to separate the guys that, you know, could be right there on the edge, and the guys that are the real deal. Yeah. This is where we get our tiers.
Yeah, this is where we get a lot of questions answered, because you're not getting everybody at all these tournaments, especially this year, right? Like people had to really make decisions.
Yeah.
So
everyone's at the weight that they want to be at.
And
this is
it's gonna be fire.
I love it. I mean, I know everyone that's watching this knows that already. You know, all of our listeners know. Like, we're not telling them anything new. That the regional tournament is the prime time. Yeah. Like the regional, this is where it kicks off.
I think
it's so exciting.
One of my favorite rounds, state tournament or regional tournament, is the blood round at regionals. It's favorite round, and it's also one of my least favorite rounds. Just watching those kids not qualify, so close, so hard to watch those dreams get kind of dashed there. But anyway,
sorry,
Mid-East.
I got a little carried away there. I get excited this time of year.
Mid-East, I'm excited just to see, I'm
excited to see Lumberton's team.
Yeah, Lumberton, Pinecrest, team-wise here.
Yes.
But, I mean, I just want to see where, I know Matt Rowland's going to win this bracket. Like, he's going to win the Mid-East, at least that's how I feel. But I'm just excited to see him wrestling. Like, just to watch his progression as he goes through the bracket, especially just kind of with that looming matchup maybe with Luna or with Trevor Freeman heading in the state tournament,
The match that I want from 4A Mid-East, and I think we'll get it. I want Dobek Keel.
Yeah.
That was such a match to watch.
That was fun. I've noticed Keel hasn't been wrestling a lot lately.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's.
I'm hoping he's healthy. I'm hoping, whatever's going on with that. That's what I want. After seeing it already.
No match. I want the Mid-East. I want Richard Williams, Grays Creek.
Yeah.
Riley Merchant, Pinecrest.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Merchant's like an unsung hero, I feel like, of the Pinecrest team. Kind of gets lost behind Roland and Dobek a little bit and Hyder a little bit. But Merchant is so good. Like, he is really tough. For sure. Has some big wins this year. So, and Richard Williams, Grays Creek, has my personal favorite takedown of the year with that snap. That was so sick. That's all so good. That was my favorite. But yeah, I agree. Keel and Dobek could be fire. And then, I mean, we could get a state runner-up on state runner-up matchup at 170 between Grenna of Carey and Gunning of Chapel Hill.
Yeah. So,
big matchup there.
I'd take Grenna there, personally.
Yeah, I might go Gunning. I'll just go opposite of you.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, seeing him eyes on Gunning at the Tiger Classic.
Right. I mean, and then we got 2A. I think that kind of wraps it up for not 2A. We got 220. I think that kind of wraps up for
Mid-East.
4A Mid-East with Berry Hill, Brock, and Nolfo. All having great seasons, but 2A's right now is kind of ran by Bryce Katz and Sakari Morrison, which we can talk about now that we'll go ahead and go to the Midwest, and I guess we can go backwards on this one.
Yeah, let's go. Big guys down.
Big guys down here.
So, woo, baby.
Mainly because right now, like we said, we're going to see where rankings fall.
Yep.
Or not rankings fall. We're going to see where weights fall, where people end up really weighing in for regionals and what weight they decide to go. But, man, do we have an exciting possibility here with Nathan Carnes.
Well, Nathan's cards can be at 220. He'll be at 220.
Okay, so he is. So ranked wrestlers
doing their little weight thing.
Yeah, doing their weight thing. I always hate that. They always get me so confused.
No.
I get so excited.
I know,
but anyways, Carson Floyd and Alex McCallop.
Yep.
Holy cow.
McCallop with a big win over Ryland Van right before the duels started at the Pin Autism duels. And then, Carson Floyd destroyed everybody at 220. So now he's going heavyweight. Yeah. I mean, that's the matchup. That, and then it's those two and Van that are the favorites heading into the state title. And then, in that Midwest bracket, you're going to have Ray Watson, too.
Yes.
From Mooresville, who, he's had a little bit of ups and downs throughout the year, but he's looked really good at times as well. That is a bracket, though.
Yeah. That's a fun one. That's one of my. I'm biased.
I'm interested to see how the size plays a factor, because obviously Carson could make 220.
Yes.
And McCallop is a
true heavyweight.
I
believe he just signed to play football for the Naval Academy.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
He signed to play football somewhere.
Yeah,
I just don't remember where.
I think it's the Naval Academy. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry that we don't know that right off the bat.
Yeah, I know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. Alex,
congratulations. But yeah, I agree. I want to see. That's kind of that, that old school just argument of skill versus size.
Yeah.
Is Floyd's technique going to be there enough for?
You remember watching McCallop at the Tiger Classic Finals? Like, he does not move like as big. Like, he's a big dude, and he was in on like some singles and shots and looked really tough.
Very well.
Very, very well.
Super excited about that one. 220. That even gets me more excited now, knowing that Nathan Carnes, which I feel like I knew that. I don't know how.
I think you just saw it.
I think Ranked Wrestler just messed me up, and I got excited because that looked like a lot of fun in that bracket. I'd still like to see him there.
Yeah, same.
But seeing him down, that's going to be him, Bryce Gatson, and Sakari Morrison there.
Yep.
Another guy that just signed to play Division I football, I believe, from Marshall University. Sakari's, a returning state champion.
Won it at 195 2A for Newton Conover, and then runner-up at this weight last year.
Right. And so, super excited about that one. 4A Midwest is
it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's insane.
It's fun. And 4A Midwest and 2A Midwest are going to be going at the same time. We originally were going to try to head there or Mallard Creek, but we're going to kind of stick locally to West, just with Rhett's elbow, kind of make sure he's resting, and just with the week that I have lined up work-wise, it just makes more sense for us right now. But anyway,
we're going to put all of our efforts into the
state tournament. So
all the eggs are going in one basket.
Yeah, 195, Jaden Houghton, Sam Cower of Cox Mill, who has looked phenomenal this year, and a guy we talked about a lot last year, but haven't
flying
under the radar, Aiden Mayhair. He's 27-1. How many wins did he have over state champs last year? It's wild, right?
Right.
I feel like he would have placed with the Wrestlebacks. So those guys, that's a fun little regional bracket right there. 182, you got a returning state champion, Gavin Hartzell, ranked over right now, but Loudon Peters from Northern Guilford, who's looked really good all year long.
Right.
So another Midwest matchup. The Midwest has some really fire matchups going down, and
I think the best one might just be one we've seen before, but one that I always love watching is that's Drew Pepin of Northwest Guilford and Davis Freeze of Mooresville.
I know, that's fun. That was a fun one in the Tigers semis to wrestle Price. I feel like I'm gonna be. We haven't seen Davis since then, right? We haven't seen Freeze since then. I saw Pepin wrestle this Saturday.
Yep.
And I said it on one of the recaps, man. I feel like he's jumped a little bit of a level.
Yeah.
I really do. He looked phenomenal.
Super impressive from the clips I saw.
Yeah, he looked really good. Yeah. So, man, it's getting that one. Man, there's so many good ones. I almost said that was my favorite, but then you look at 145, dude.
Merriman, Richards,
yeah,
Woodburn, and Colin Queen.
Yep.
Like that's insane for one bracket.
It is. It's wild and
for a regional bracket.
I mean,
that sounds like. I mean that sounds like a state semifinals right there.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean you even have a kid too like Pemberton from Hickory Ridge.
Yes.
Who's going to be in the
Pemberton? Yeah.
Yeah, Pemberton. He's going to be in the mix. He's kind of like flying the right. And Devin King from Weddington has had a really good year. And then Brody Neal from Lake Norman, who's a key piece for them as far as state tournament title hopes. So this bracket is bananas. This might be the best regional bracket where you're going to see a kid left out. That could place, right? Like,
right.
I would venture to say that the winner of the state tournament is going to come out of this bracket of regionals. The winner might not be the same. Like the regional champ might not move on and.
No, I understand.
But I think, but and I know JT Richards has slid himself down to 138, so it takes him out there. But replace that with Brody Neal from like Owen, right? So it's Brody Neal, Jacob Woodburn, Greg Merriman, Colin Queen, Pemberton, Devin King, Landon Harrison from West Forsyth.
Yeah.
What a bracket.
It's insane. What a bracket. Yeah, ridiculous.
And I think for me, the Woodburn-Merriman match has been one that we've wanted since day one.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Looking down at 132, seeing just where Eli Murray, just see him establish the dominance here. Like, he looked phenomenal at the Holy Angels tournament, right? Knocked off Barrett Fraserman, then lost to him for third, fourth, but looked phenomenal. But he also has some people in there between Gibson from Northwest Guilford. You have Colt Campbell, phenomenal freshman from Hickory Ridge. So Lane Hill from Davie. It's going to be pretty fun. Just to see. I think Eli Murray advances out of that, but ooh, baby, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to be great there. You want to go ahead up to?
Yeah, let's go west.
4A West?
Yeah. All right, so 4A West, when we're looking at it, you got Jackson Rolling at 106, right? I mean, he's been – I kind of went ahead and picked him right away at the beginning of the year, and he's kind of established that he, so far, has looked like the best guy at 4A 106.
No, I mean, I think you're right.
He's beaten everybody we've asked him to beat.
Has been super impressive all year long. And, yeah, exactly, like you said. Anytime that's kind of like, let's see if he can... It's kind of been one of those, it's like, let's see if he can get this one, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's see if he can...
Just benchmarks
this
over again, right?
And exceeds our expectations every single time. Huff's got a super freshman there.
Mm-hmm.
But...
As they tend to do lately.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think... I just think that the Rogers are really doing great down there. But let's go up to 113. Probably, arguably the most dominant kid we have in the whole state right now.
Yeah.
Cam Stinson. From Mallard Creek. We were really excited to see him this weekend, but I had to go and mess it up.
Yeah, had to try snowboarding, but it's fine.
I try it. I've been before.
I'm just kidding.
Throw me under a bus there.
Right.
Anyways, no. So just Stinson, and then Joseph Baisley is also in that bracket. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think we can pretty much count.
Yeah, we've seen that there. We've seen that one a few times. Stinson just kind of a tier above.
Stinson's just on his own level.
Yeah.
Period. I think. I mean, I just it is what it is there. But then 120, you got Noah Luna from Providence. I mean, I think that he is the
he's a big favorite there.
Yeah, he's a step above in that bracket. I feel like, and I could even say that I'm excited for him and Matt Rowland, man. That's it. I know I'm getting ahead of myself.
But getting
ahead of myself. But that's it's
going to be
exciting. So then Huff kind of runs the gauntlet down in 4A West. I really feel like
just look at
Huff runs 4A West. Super impressive what they've built there, and I mean I think that's just going to be. I think that is the storyline of 4A West, right? Huff just continues its dominance there. So with that being said, let's bounce to 3A here, and we'll start 3A East. And like we said, we're just going to kind of
talk a little storylines.
Yeah, do a few storylines, do a few top ranked guys that we're going to see in these brackets. So 3A East, we've got Cole Hunt, the freshman from Jacksonville High School, 40-1 so far, impressive freshman season.
Beautiful freshman season, yes. Really
good. Super impressive. 113, you've got Marquise Shaw from West Brunswick. And then we go down to 3A East and 126 here. Isaac Goronsky from Swansboro.
Yeah.
Had a super impressive state tournament last year.
He did. Yeah.
Really impressive run. Enjoyed watching him a lot.
Yeah, you were mentioning him a couple times when we talked after.
Yeah, and the recap and stuff like that. And then it goes up to 170. You got Cole Reynolds from West Carteret. And also in that bracket, you got Drake Egan from Croatan. The first Croatan that we see pop up in the top 5 rankings on Rank Wrestler. Not saying that they're not going to make noise.
Oh, they are. They
will always make noise.
Yeah, they're going to qualify
in whatever region that they're in.
Yeah.
Right. And then, at 182, you've got Hiroki Cruz.
Yep.
From West Carteret.
Who's someone I picked as like my guy to jump levels last year. He qualified, didn't really make them.
And it looks like he has. But then we got your boy.
Yeah, Milos.
First flight till the wheels fall off. Ryan Mitchell himself. Milos Gargle.
Yeah.
I saw Carlos.
Yeah,
has been in the room.
I think they're not in the room, but
not in the room. Sorry,
somewhere.
Sorry, not in the room. Sorry,
training somewhere else. But Milos has been
in a room.
If you guys don't remember, Carlos Martinez,
absolute monster,
man, one of my favorite
possibly
wrestlers.
One of the best first flight wrestlers.
He might be
ever.
The best first flight wrestler. Yeah,
I mean,
statistically speaking,
yes.
And then just aesthetically too. I don't know him, Derby. I could go on about these first flight.
I know.
But
that's what we're here.
What a practice partner for Milos heading into the state tournament, right? I think that's the practice partners. But he has the Knipe from West Carteret,
yes,
right? So that's going to be a big one in the 3A East. I'm really interested to see how many kids Currituck, First Flight, Croatan kind of punch through.
Yep.
Like those are the 3 top contenders. Havelock in there too, right? So they got some really good kids. How many does each of them punch through to kind of make their state title push, like to be of the best teams in the East?
Yeah.
Currituck doesn't have a whole bunch of kids here on Rank Wrestlers per se, but they have a lot of good kids. Like the Brinkley brothers, especially Ethan at 152, him and Az Simpson from First Flight. They're gonna be right in the thick of things coming out of there. Jordan Tolliver at 113 for them, and then they got heavyweight River Hook and Jeffrey Klug from Currituck. Those guys, as I went 220 in heavyweight, they're going to be really good in the mix there. So that's what I'm watching most out of the 3A East. I think is less individual matchups going to go down, and how many can these schools punch through?
Yeah, which is a massive thing whenever you start looking at the state tournament. Your numbers there help you a lot.
Yeah, it gives you more.
Gives you some leeway.
Yeah, it gives you a little more room for error. It gives you more bullets to score
Right.
3 points here, 5 points here,
Yeah.
10 points here type deal.
So let's go 3A Mid-East now.
Yeah.
Kicking off at 106, Samuel Ponte from Cape Fear. Absolute monster. Sophomore. 106 is always your young class. But really young bracket throughout the whole state here. And then Mid-East, let's see. We're going to keep on going down. Gage Lloyd from Union Pines at 145.
He was really good this week.
Yes.
He lost to Brock Carey, but I've been very impressed by him.
Right. And then Colin Staub at 160 for Cape Fear. 160, period.
It's fun.
In 3A is a lot of fun.
Yeah, led by Aiden Curry, right? Mm-hmm. So that one...
A lot of fun.
Yes, but that Mid-East should go through Colin Staub.
Yes, it should. Same thing at 195. And then 220, we've got a good little matchup here between Landon Sargent from Cape Fear and Colton Collins from Union Pines. Both super impressive.
Yeah, and Dylan Smith kind of did the thing over Colton Collins in the state dual finals.
Right.
I'm going to go Sargent on that one.
Okay.
I lean heavy towards him based on what he looked like. But you also have Macaulay Nettles from Triton there.
Right.
Triton always turns out those kids I feel like they're like really good.
Tough
They're
to beat.
Senior, junior year type guys.
Develop really well.
Yeah.
What's your storyline for the Mid-East, do you think?
So Cape Fear has kind of been one of those teams we've kind of been keeping an eye on all year long. For me, again, Mid-East and
Can they
East
close the gap with Union Pines?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. You read my mind. Union Pines.
Sorry to interrupt you.
I'm glad we're thinking on the same page. Where's the line here between Cape Fear and Union Pines?
Yeah.
As far as tournament team goes,
definitely.
Because Cape Fear's got a good squad.
Right.
So we'll see what happens here with that. That's more so less in the East for me, 3A, less individual matchups I'm watching, more so team line storylines.
Right. So we're going to go 3A Midwest now. 106, you got Kyle Simpson, Parkwood. Mm-hmm. And you've also got Calvin Martinez from Central Cabarrus.
Yeah. Yes. It's a good one.
What's your storyline for Midwest here? I want to hear it.
All the way through?
I want to hear you. I just want to hear how biased you're going to be Central Cabarrus this year.
Number one fan. I'm the number one fan. It's no secret. I'm not backing down now. They're going to win the 3A state tournament, and this is why. Because they have
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow! Hold on, everybody, right now.
I said that on day one. I said, why would I back down now? I'm taking it now. They're going to win the 3A state tournament, and this is why. They got the Baglios, Marcus Jackson, but then Calbert Martinez, look at him emerging as a high place winner.
Yeah.
Right? And they have a few other guys that are going to score them points. Now, to me, if we're talking state title, it's them, Cata, and then Ford maybe sneaking up into that range. Right. The reason I'm taking Central Cabarrus is because of those big points, and Cata is very similar. They're going to see, it's going to go blow for blow here in the Midwest region. Between the two teams. So just going down the Midwest, some of the matchups that I'm kind of excited for here is that Simpson-Martinez quarter. Simpson having a very impressive freshman year. And then I think we're going to see a little bit of shift. I think this is no inside info. I know I'm the number one fan, but I never ask. I'm not that guy. Rhett's not the guy. I've never asked the Baglios or their father or anybody close to the team what the plan is for them. But I think we're going to see Charleston come down. I think he's going to be at 113. And so we'll see how he is there. I mean, he's going to be very good. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to see him down, and he's going to crush, I think. And then that is also going to bring down Jackson Bagley. I think Jackson's going to end up at 120. That's just what I think.
Right. Okay.
And then I also think they're going to find a way to get Sam Workman, who's ranked very high at 132 right now.
Right.
He's really good. And this is such Cabarrus, Sam Workman. I think he's going to slide to 126, and Marcus Jackson's going to slide to 132. And That's a lot. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points there.
And I think Monteperto's at 126 right now. I think you see him there for the state tournament. So we don't get the Monteperto Jackson match like we did in the Holy Angels finals, and we don't get the Jacob Cox Marcus Jackson match that you could have seen. I think they all end up at different weights in the regional tournament.
Right.
Is kind of what I think happens. I think they kind of figure it out a little bit there. But I think we do get a really good matchup at 182 with Brady Ross and Logan Lambeth. Now, I think Brady Ross, tier above, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely someone who's going to push him a little bit more. And then close it on out at heavyweight. I think we get another state finals rematch right here.
Yeah.
Cody Hardy, Ferrari from Southern Guilford.
Yeah.
It's that one's going to be fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun there. So, let's bounce up to 3A West then.
Which is the one that I'll be at for a little while. I don't know if I'm going to be there the whole day on Saturday, but I'll definitely be there.
I might try and get for the finals.
Yeah.
We'll just see how the elbow's doing at that time. But yeah, so let's just kick it off. Kane Bryson, freshman out of Pisgah.
Mm-hmm.
Super impressive freshman year, 31-1. And then we've got Charlie Sly.
Yep.
But right there with him is Carter Floyd.
That might be my favorite matchup.
I think that is my favorite matchup but I mean, and not to look over Haynes from Northwestern there.
He's really good too.
But Carter Floyd has proven himself time and time again this year. But Charlie Sly is pretty slick. All right, like he's solid. Super excited for that one. So
I say, hey, might be my favorite matchup. Then you look down.
Then you look at the next one.
You got Damon Landreth, Brandon Mejia.
Yeah, Braden Mejia.
Yeah.
Super excited for that one.
And Landreth, man, we talked about a couple times.
Jumping levels.
He might be the most improved wrestler in our state.
I think so.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Him and Tomas Brooker.
Yes.
Tomas and I think
but
the big thing with Damon this year is that he's been wrestling really well in tough positions and just like technique wise, he's just been really locking down, wrestling really solid.
Yeah. Now I think Damon's got that slick. He's got it all from his feet, right?
Yes. All of it. It's going to be answered on the mat here.
Mejia is going to test everything about Damon's willpower on this one. He's going to come at him.
I think so.
So
I'm really excited for that one. So then at 132, we've got Matt Courageous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both the Courageouses are absolute monsters. And Peyton Fincher from North Henderson.
Has really
turned it on this year.
He's turned it on, especially here lately.
Yes. Shout out to Coach Oy, Coach Knock.
You also, going up, you have Tokubin and Dawson. Tokubin from Inca, Dawson Cody from Fred T. Ford, and then state runner-up, Antonio Caldwell. So that's a fun bracket.
That's Tokubin, a really fun
we talked about Tokubin a lot at the beginning of the season, and then
he's 41-1.
Yeah, as the season's kind of gone on, we haven't seen them as much, right?
Well, for me, it's kind of been like he kind of came on by storm beginning of the season.
And now we know he's there.
And then the rest of the season, it's kind of been like he's doing his job.
Yes.
Like he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
that's kind of like we do that with some kids of like, they catch us by storm, they come on really hot, and then, and then like we kind of fall off a little bit just because it sounds bad, but like some of the results are like, good, he should be doing that. Like,
yeah,
he should
after
be
he did what he did.
Right, and that's awesome. And then, so moving up from there, we've got Brock Carey.
Mm-hmm.
We got Brock Carey and Zach Courageous and Bray Trevette there from North Iredell.
Who
Zach
is a
Courageous
phenomenal
is an
freshman.
absolute monster. I know that for sure.
Yes.
But Brock Carey is nothing to look over.
No,
one of the toughest kids in the entire state,
Warrior.
especially after talking to you about that state duels finals match.
Yeah, he is
absolute monster.
Absolute warrior.
152, got my boy Grayson Harris, Inca High School, 41-1 on the year. Andrew Peterson from Ashe County, Stephen Morena from North Gaston, and then Landon Slager here for Fred T. Ford. That's a really fun bracket. I'm excited for that one. I think Grayson can do some damage there, do pretty well. But he's going to have, that's a good test right before the state tournament. 160, we've got Matthew Peterson. Ashe County, absolute monster. Ashe County put the world on blast.
And then you got Tyson Riley, who was a state runner-up at 2A last year, up at 3A.
Only 9-0 on the year.
Yeah, coming off, I think, big football season. So,
but coming on strong, and definitely has had the potential in the past, and I still think does. Then we got Connor Weaver there from Fred T. Ford. And then up at 170, Zane Burkett. Yep. See, it is Burkett. We think. And then James Jackson from North Iredell.
James Jackson has a win over Jack Jarvis, 4A defending state champ. So.
Absolute. That's a fun one again. And then down at 195, we've got Jaden Mintz and Isaac Jennings. Jaden Mintz from Tuscola, Jennings from Franklin. And then Rory Johnson and Giovanni Bernal from Hunter Huss. Here's my thing about Rory Johnson. I think he's the most slept-on heavyweight in the entire state. I
agree, man. I want to see him against Cody Hardy.
Yes, I want to see him against that top.
Against those top two.
Those top two.
I really want to see that bad.
I think people are going to look past him, and they shouldn't, because he's an absolute monster.
Yes.
Absolute monster. Fun to watch. Rory Johnson, I think, like I said, I think he's the most slept-on heavyweight in the state. So, with that being said, that's going to wrap up 3A for now. Like we've said, we're going to do more whenever the brackets come out.
Yeah,
this is just the top guys in the region. Few fun storylines, things like that. But let's go to 1A.
And let's start at the East.
Yeah, let's start at the East. So, what's your storyline? How good
UR Charter is? I feel like it's going to be a UR Charter Rosewood dual meet.
In the finals,
In the finals, I think you're going to see a lot of Rosewood versus UR Charter matches. There's going to be some other teams that punch some people in.
I think South Davidson's going to be
South Davidson's going to be in there punching guys through the finals. But I think it's going to be how much does UR win by? And how many can they get through, right? Which I think it's a lot. And Rosewood, same deal. How many can they get through? Man, 106. 106. I don't know if I'm sleeping on Jason Kennedy, but he was our favorite at the beginning, and then now the more the time goes by, I was like Cooper Foster, Alex Panama, and I've kind of put Jason Kennedy down. I haven't put him down, but I've kind of mentally moved him down a tier, and I don't know why I've done that because that's a big mistake.
Yes,
I think he's going to prove a big mistake. I think he's going to prove here at regionals.
Just how good he is.
He already beat Ethan Hines pretty badly, and he's going to do it again, I think, and be the favorite heading into the state tournament. Now, he does have, kids coming out of the West at him, but you have some other good matchups like Zach Lewis from South Davidson, like you were just mentioning, versus TJ Ruffalino from Rosewood. Ruffino from Rosewood.
That's a fun one.
120's got a good little bracket with Ryan Mann from North Carolina Prep, Sebastian Blee from Rosewood, and Tristan Hale from South Davidson, who...
Absolute monster.
Defending state champ.
Absolute monster. And animal.
And then defending state champ Logan Torchel at the 126 East. He's going to be pushed by a couple kids, but he's been proven all year. He's kind of a tier above. And then someone we talk about quite frequently after last year's state tournament, Aldo Hernandez.
I think I'm his number one fan.
He might be. You talk about him
after seeing him last year, man.
As much as you talk about him on air, you mention him off air a whole lot too. I will say, shout out to him. One of the nicest, polite kids came up, introduced himself to me, talked for a second, and I just watched him. Watched him with his. If you watch the highlight video, you see him interacting with his teammates. Really good kid. So, and then.
And that was after the finals. Where it's really tough to. Sometimes it's easy to kind of just be ticked off and go to a corner, but I will say that about UR Charter right now is they did the exact opposite. Yeah, they got back to work. They were in the lab. They were back to work on Sunday. Big shout out to them. Their season's not done. They are still here.
Now, if there's one individual wrestler that I was most impressed with at the state duels, it's this next guy we want to talk about. 160 UR Charter. Grayson Roberts.
Yes.
Okay, Grayson beat defending state champion Bradley Parker. It was a back and forth battle, don't get me wrong. But I was really impressed with the scrambling ability, especially from that set the corner position of Grayson, and then his top work, his shape. I was very impressed by him. Been on the big boards before, but I'm very impressed by him. And another guy, Doug Bowles with the big win over Seth Blackledge. I feel like for him, it's just a matter of how much he wins by here. And then 220. This is a big one for URI Charter.
Yes.
They had a win over Jaden Merriman had a win over Zach Vance in that dual final and kind of asserted himself of, hey, I'm a state finalist type guy, right? I'm in there.
Yeah.
He has taken a loss to Ouachita already of Robbinsville, so we'll see where he stacks up title wise, but he's kind of given.
He said I'm here.
Yeah. He's given URI another kind of bullet in the chamber, right? And then Matthew Wade from Rosewood at heavyweight is the favorite there. I really think it's going to be a lot of Rosewood, URI Charter with South Davidson in the mix as well. Maybe with some mixes of Eastern Prep and Voyager and stuff like that as well. So let's move to the West.
Where's Starmount?
Starmount's in the West.
Starmount is the West.
Yeah, they're West. They're in the same conference as Mount Airy.
They've kind of popped up out of nowhere this year, and so for
them
me,
and
I appreciate it.
Them and East Wilkes, I think, both are kind of young teams that they're going to do well at regionals.
Do you want to go backwards on this one?
Yeah, let's go
start top
down.
Yeah.
But East Wilkes and Starmount are going to do well at regionals. They'll probably qualify some here or there, but I think next year is kind of their year to push through more.
I think they've got a shot at heavyweight to punch one through.
Yeah.
Kids had a great season. So excited to see that there. Man, gosh, I've been keeping up with him all year because he's had some impressive results and whatnot. But I can't think of his name to save my life. Jonathan.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, I can't. It's right there. It is right there. But here, let me just pull him up on. Let me pull it up on track really fast.
Well, while you do that, I'll start with the heavyweight.
Yes.
We all know.
Sorry,
no, you're fine. We all know that Levi Andrews is the man, right?
The guy.
The guy at heavyweight. Maybe of all classes. I know he took a loss at Holy Angels, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to discount that, but man, he just beats the tar out of everybody, right?
Yes.
And he's going to have Carlos Wesley, who he's already beat twice, not this year, but previously. 220 is a great bracket. You have Zach Vance, state finalist, with Ouachita, Big Ben Ouachita from Robbinsville, and Carson Taylor from Swain. Those three, I think Swain has a real shot of knocking off Vance. I really do. I think it's going to go through Ouachita.
Jonathan Argueta.
Okay, yeah.
Argueta, yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
Jonathan Argueta,
there we
Starmount.
Go. Sorry, everybody.
Just killing him.
It was killing me.
I think he definitely can get in that state qualifier range, right? He's going to have a hard time cracking those top two, but past that. And then 195, Cage Williams, we'll stop there, right?
Yep.
And then same thing for
no offense to everybody else,
yeah,
it's just Cage next topic. Like he is
and then
best sophomore in the state.
Him and Cam Stinson. Yeah, I still have him number one. Cam Stinson has made it
right there with them.
Yeah,
right there.
Very
close.
Interchangeable. But Kyle Fink, shout out to him too. Him coming down to 82, he's going to go backwards his whole career, right? 220, 195, 195, 182. I think he's wrestling the best he's ever wrestled.
Yeah.
He looked amazing at Holy Angels, in my opinion. So, and then we got a Swain-Avery matchup that we're probably looking at in the 170 finals between Gabe Lillard and Seth Blackledge, right? And then 160, one of my favorite matches across the state. Definitely my favorite one of 1A West. Bradley Parker, Connor Medvar, defending state champ. Who you got? Who you got? Giving you a pick right now. Medvar?
Gosh, I don't want to go against Avery again. I feel so bad. Like, I've been going against Avery all year, but Medvar is just an absolute monster. I'm going with Medvar here. Yeah.
I'm wearing an Avery shirt. I'm wearing an Avery shirt, but I'm going Connor Medvar in the match. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
You were pulling Me with Lake Norman and Laney there.
I just think after
so you're gonna pick against Avery in an Avery shirt. I just have to do it back to you.
Yeah, no, I am. In that individual matchup, I'm going Medvar for right now. Like that's how I feel.
Got it.
But 152, we have another big matchup between Mount Airy and Avery, and that is Tristan Adams, Franklin Bennett.
Yes.
Right? And that one happened at state duels, and Adams won.
Yep.
So he's the favorite. I'm going to pick Adams again.
Okay.
So
I'm going with Adams. I'll go with Adams there. Avery, please don't hate me anymore. I picked you.
At 145 is one of the more interesting brackets because you have Jonathan Cable from Avery. You have Cole Lambert from East Wilkes and Coda Blythe from Allegheny. Yep. So you have three really kids that are probably the same tier. We'll see how it shakes out.
And Jesse Lopez there.
Yes. So
we've got the top 5.
Yep.
At 145 comes all out of 1A West. So
yeah,
somebody's not making it through.
Somebody's not going to make it. And then 138, you got Ethan Shell there.
Yeah.
So yes,
Ethan Shell next topic there.
The fight for second between Connerman and Luck Savage is going to be fun though.
Yes, definitely.
And that plays an important part of bracket placement too, like going into the regionals and going into the state tournament. And then 132, Cole Nixon from Starmount, right? Starmount, young team we're talking about, versus Alex Cox from Mount Airy, who was a state placer last year.
Grant Reese.
I think Grant Reese will be down at 126.
I think him and Now are both going down.
Yeah,
to 26,
Now,
right? Now was at
6
26 in the duel.
Yeah, the quarter semis duel when they wrestled Avery, he was at 126, and Reese went 32 for that duel, but Reese was back down at 126 for the finals. The finals against URHR. So I think we see the Now Reese matchup. Bryson Church from Allegheny is also in that one, but I think it's Now Reese.
Versus Torchel.
That's the hard part. Is so for Grayson Roberts and for Logan Torchel, it stinks for them that the best two other guys are at the other side of the bracket. Yeah. The other side, because in 1A,
other sides, there's only West.
So Grayson Roberts is going to have to probably beat Bradley Parker and Connor Medvar, both of them, to win a state title.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Connor Medvar or Bradley Parker, whoever wins that one only has to beat one. Right. And same thing here. Jaden Nowell, Grant Reese, Logan Torchel is going to have to beat both of them to win the title.
Right.
Right. So that's going to be a tough call. And then 113, we got like a good little foursome here. I think Ben Jordan's kind of a class of the weight. But then you also have Ansley Fink. We talk about her a lot. She's a hammer. Ham fights hard. Andre Aguilera from Swain and Marco Sagan, who's a qualifier last year for Allegheny. Ben Jordan doing the thing. Him and Pritz and Cooper Foster and Grant Reese kind of bringing it home for Avery in the dual finals. And speaking of Pritz, we kind of skipped over 120. But Pritz has beat Brandon Ropp, who's gotten fourth the past 2 years twice now. And then Logan Hine he beat in the duel. So Pritz is the favorite to come out of the West right now as a freshman from Avery. And then cap it off with 106, you have Alex Panama, Cooper Foster, Hunter Flupp from North Stokes, and Ian Jones from Starmount.
Another Starmount.
And Cale Stevenson from Swain. Somebody good in this bracket is not going to make it.
Right.
I think Flupp, Panama, Foster are kind of tier above. We'll see what happens with those guys.
Right.
So that's our regional preview, guys. We're going to come out with more regional content. Make sure you guys check out chainwrestling.co and use the code Carolina State 22 to get 15% off that website. Thanks for all the support. Check out everything, all of our social media accounts, our website, Patreon. Couldn't do this without you guys.
Takedowntalk.com. Go check it out. That's going to wrap up the regional, kind of a highlight regional, I guess.
Yeah, we'll drop some more content going forward.
We'll definitely be doing some more whenever the brackets come out. Again, like Ryan said, thank y'all for all the support. We couldn't do it without you all. We're out.